All right, good morning, everyone. Looks like we've gotten some more people to join, so that was great. So now we'll go ahead and get started. Thank you for joining us for another month of our safety meetings. We'll have a couple topics to discuss. We'll cover those, and if you guys have any feedback, I do want to say I appreciate the information that one of the drivers just posted in the chat for the group. That's a great way to communicate with us if you want to participate in the group but may not want to talk. Um, so thank you for that. We'll bring that up here as we go. But again, like I said, thank you everyone for joining, and we'll go ahead and get started. David.
Hey, good morning, everybody. On my way here today, and it goes with the topic that we're going to talk about. We have a section of the highway where their trucks usually park on the side of the road because there's no place to park within the city, so they park there. They have to wait for their loads, or have a specific time to be at a loading dock, so they park there. There's a little, probably half a mile strip where the road is actually wider than the regular road, but it still has a no parking except for emergencies. And truck drivers used to just park there on a regular basis, and they put up cones and stuff to keep them from doing it, but they're still doing it. So one of the things that we're going to talk about this morning is the emergency lane on the shoulder of the road. Shoulder of the road is for emergencies. And what's an emergency? An emergency is something that is serious, unexpected, or you have to stop. You have a tire blown, or there's an engine issue or something like that. And of course, you're required to put the cones out when that happens, but you don't want to be on the side of the road. There's a thing that happens with some drivers. They become, especially at night, they will see taillights on a vehicle and they will follow the taillights. Well, sometimes the taillight's not moving, and they will run into the back of the vehicle. So, and also people don't want to, they drive by and they want to look at the truck. What's going on here? So unless you actually have to stop on a road, don't stop on the side of the road. If you want to take your break, find an off ramp or an on ramp. In fact, the on ramp is the best because people going on the ramp are actually slow. But park there to do your 30 minutes if you have to, or find a truck stop of some kind to do that. You don't want to risk that. Remember again, to place your triangles out. If someone runs into the rear view and you don't have your cones, your triangles out, it can be your fault. Okay. So you want to avoid the accident of people entering the right lane. What do you have to look at? How can you adjust your speed when you're entering the right shoulder when you get back on? You have to make sure that there's plenty of space to get back on if you have to stop, because you are at a zero speed and they're usually at minimum of 55 in California, but 65, 70 miles an hour. You need a lot of room before you can get back on. That's another reason for not stopping on the side of the road. Okay. The other thing I want to talk about is hours of service. Everyone should have some kind of a form or a pamphlet or something to show you how to transfer your logs to a officer if you are stopped. It should. I don't know if you have such that your logs are transferred directly to FedEx or to Lugmo or whatever, but you should be able to do that. If you can't do that, that's a violation. You have to be able to give the law enforcement officer, a copy of your logbooks. Okay, and that infraction not just affects you; it affects your score, your CSA score. It affects FedEx Lugmo's score, and it affects FedEx's score. Now, one of the reasons for having these points, the reason that we are getting stopped a lot is because we've had these issues in the past, and now law enforcement is cracking down. They pull our trucks in a lot more than they used to. I've received, and this year alone, I've had 8 inspections on 5 trucks. So they're just pulling us in because they want to make sure that we are obeying the laws in terms of hours of service and that kind of thing, as far as the inspection is concerned. So the more points you have, the more they're going to pull you in. So it behooves you to make sure that you know how to do that, and it doesn't affect your score, Lugmo's score, and FedEx's score, so that we can just go like we used to. A long time ago, I don't think I ever got inspected on any of my trucks because they knew that we were safe and that we were doing a good job and took pretty good care of our equipment. So they would just kind of pass us through. It's extremely important to have a good record. I'm going to add a little thing here. I recently had a conversation with some safety people at FedEx. And one of the things that I talked about was that safety is not a shirt that you can put on when you come to work. Safety is a thing that is a part of you. And I'm going to give you a personal story to tell you about this. You may have heard 4 years ago there was a shooting at in Westlake Village, or I should say Thousand Oaks, California, borderline, where 12 people, 11 customers, and 1 deputy were killed. Okay, my daughter was there. However, she got out okay. And the reason she got out okay, because from the time she was little, the whole family, my whole family, I would never sit near the window in the front or the door. And she used to say, let's sit here. And I say, no, we're going to sit further back. We're going to sit towards the back. And the next question I would ask her is, where's the exit? Where do you get out? She would say, okay, there's the exit there. Okay, so now I know where the exit is. Okay, this particular, and when she would, and I'm going to regress a little bit. When she was 18, I took her to a pistol range, not necessarily for her to shoot a pistol, but to understand what it sounds like. So the night that this happened, she and her friend were in the back of the building, near the exit. When the person came in and started shooting, people were asking, what's that? What's that noise? She says, that's a gunshot. She was out the door and up the hill. There's a hill that it's on, and up the hill while people were still being killed. That's what safety is about. You have to prepare yourself for any situation. I'm a Boy Scout. I was an Eagle Scout. I still am an Eagle Scout. And the motto of Scouts is be prepared. Be prepared means you can think of every scenario that might happen and think of what the solution to that scenario is going to be and have it available to you at all times. Be conscious of who's getting on the ramp, who's getting off the ramp, what speed you're going, what's your following distance, what's this person going to do? Can you change lanes? Can you not change lanes? All of these things. And this is something that needs to be a part of you. It should be like you breathing. It should be a part of you. That's what safety is. Safety is a regimen. It is a lifestyle. It is not something that you do just because you're getting into the truck. Okay. Any questions?
Thank you for sharing your story, David. Hey, about the hours of service, I want to add that on our last meeting in, I think it was Orlando, that they mentioned, and I think that you guys can clarify more, they mentioned there's like a number, and they say that right now, in drivers, in the driver's area where they look at the medical card and driver fitness, that's the word. we are like in a 95, and they say the company get in real trouble if we reach the 100. Do you know about that you can explain us more? The importance of understanding how to transfer data, how to have documents, glasses on.
Yes, that's the reason why we have been, there have been too many violations right now. And as each violation means that your score goes up. And when you reach a certain level, it's not, a high score is not a good thing. It's a bad thing. When you reach a certain level, they can come in and they can actually shut the company down for having too many violations when it gets to be a high level. Now, I doubt they're going to shut down FedEx, but they're going to do what they're doing right now, and that is inspect everyone all the time until the scores come back down. And that is lights, brakes, connections, not wearing your glasses if you're supposed to be wearing your glasses, making sure that your medical card is up to date, making sure that you can give the officer your ELD log while they are outside of the truck. In other words, the cable from the ELD needs to be long enough so that you can give the officer, they can stand outside without having to get in the truck and receive your logs. You need to know how to email the officer your logs. The officer may say, okay, send this to me, and give you a email in order for you to send it. And you need to know how to email so that they can see it. And like I say, as the scores get higher because of these little small violations, but they add up, the more they're going to inspect. And at some point, they may even, it has not happened to a big company, but they have shut down smaller companies completely and said, you have too many violations.
Okay, we have had meetings with some of you. I know Ruben has met with some of you, and Wilhelm. If you are uncertain on what to do to transfer your e-log, make sure that you ask. Make sure that when Wilhelm gets in the truck with you and observe you, ask that question. Also, if you are uncertain on how to unscrew the e-log to make sure the officer can have it if he needs it, make sure you talk about that with Wilhelm as well. And if you see Ruben in the yard, I know that he is getting in the truck with you guys and he's showing you exactly what to do, because we do not want to have a ticket for not knowing something, okay? Thank you, David.
You're welcome.
I'm also going to show this video really quick here. It's about a Utah cop sets the record straight on how one should yield when a vehicle merges into the freeway. So we'll play this here.
Hey everybody, it's Officer Mitchell, and we're going to talk about on-ramps, or as I'd like to call them, acceleration lanes. So here we go. When we're getting on the freeway, this is the time to get up to freeway speed by the time that you are on the freeway. Because obviously if you're traveling the same speed as everyone else, you're going to be able to merge into traffic safely. The other thing you need to remember is these guys have the right to the road and they don't have to yield to you. So it is up to you to ensure that you can get on the road safely. And if that means slowing down until there's a safe time to get on the freeway, then that's what you need to do. But just remember, you're not entitled to the freeway. It's up to you to yield and to be up to freeway speed by the time you get on the road. That helps you stay safe, helps traffic travel safer, and everyone's happy. So thanks.
All right. All right, Xenia, anything else from your team? Do you guys want to share with?
Yeah, there was another video. I don't know if I sent you the link. It was about, and I don't know if David knows more about this. It's like some trucks that Georgia, in this case, are adding to their fleet and are like police trucks.
It's just a picture. It's not a video.
It's not showing you. Oh, I thought I sent you the TikTok video. So based on what in the article I read, it's like some states are adding trucks for law enforcement. And based on what I heard from other people, as well from other law enforcement, it's like they communicate with the highway patrol. If they see something, they already will have the videos and will have everything to tell the highway patrol. So when they stop you, they have evidence. So that's another eyes on the road. And it's another reason for you to be more vigilant. Okay.
I have the video here now. It was on a separate link. I'll play it.
Okay, thank you.
That's the way you do it. Play the guitar on the MTV. That ain't working. That's the way you do it. Money for nothing, cheap free. That ain't working. That's the way you do it. Yeah, guys ain't done. Maybe get up the stone on your little finger. Baby, get up the stone on your thumb. Some slow microwave oven. Some kitchen delivery.
Yeah, if they if law enforcement started using actual tractors to pull people over and assess for crimes and stuff like that, I could see where they would definitely take advantage of that. It could cause some disruption to the industry. But like she said, be vigilant, everyone, in case something like this new comes out where you start to see police tractors out there. All right, Zia, do you have any updates?
Yeah, can you show the second page of the agenda, please? Oh, I have it here. Like the Orlando safety meeting that we participate every month. Wilhelm, you want to do that one?
Yes, I'll do that one. In Orlando safety meeting, what we are focused on people. We kind of forcing people wearing the vest. On the yard when you dropping hooks. That they're really enforcing on it, so I'm gonna keep eyes on my drivers about it. Also, we were talking about aggressive attitude while you're driving. You know, don't curse, don't do the middle finger, because that could be kind of like provoking other drivers or four-wheelers to do crazy stuff on the road, to put in dangers us as the drivers. And one of the big ones also is the people wearing the proper weight of the seatbelt. Just don't put the top part and the bottom part just clicking and behind you. That's another big one that we were looking for it also. Because if you don't wear your proper seatbelt, if even you have the top one, that's still considered a ticket violation. Force of the ticket, which is another violation on it. So, yes. Anybody else got something to say about it?
No. Mike want to talk about an upcoming event that is going to happen soon, and we need to be vigilant as well. So, Mike, do you have good signal now?
Yes, ma'am. Decent enough. Thank you. Biketoberfest is coming up towards the end of this month, and you're going to see a large increase of motorcycles. Every event that we've held in Florida has seen a very large amount of people coming from the crowds after years of not being able to move with COVID and shortly after everything. Now we're seeing the extreme opposite. We're seeing very large numbers. Biketoberfest is expecting almost double the amount that they had last year, which will be another record crowd. You will see motorcycles all over the state, but especially visitors traveling to and from Orlando back to the Daytona area where the main Biketoberfest is. You'll see them going up and down 95 and on back roads. Take a minute whenever you're pulling out, double check twice for motorcycles, make sure that you got enough room, enough safety space. They see you, you see them when you're passing them. Remember that they can be sucked in by your by the air traveling around your truck. They can be sucked into the side of your trailers. Give a little bit of space, make sure that they're aware, that they see you, that you're not just sneaking up on them, things like that. Take those couple of extra minutes. And as far as those big trucks, any of the counties in the state of Florida have big trucks for their emergency management, where they can disaster response or their emergency communication center. Any of them can pull you over. All of them are officers. There are plenty of them in the state. So just be aware of that also. They can paint them any color they like. There's 3 black ones sitting over at Cape Canaveral. One's used by Fish and Wildlife, one's used by the NASA Center Police there, and another one is a state troopers big truck, and it is used up and down that East Coast for their emergency management. If they're starting to use them to spy on trucks or to spot trucks, and they'll work in tandem with DMV officers. Be prepared, be nice out there on the road, be safe, do your inspections.
Thank you, Mike. Then Ocala is saying also that pulling trailers off the door and having issues, pulling trailers off the dock, it's still a huge issue. So now they are coming, like different FedEx facilities are coming with a sensor for the trailer doors. And I'm going to show you pictures in the next meeting, but basically they have a light indicator. Amber means do not move the trailer. Green means the trailer door may be closed. But remember, the trailer door needs to be closed and the garage door as well. So they are saying, even though you see the green light, do not pull, get out, look, take your pictures, follow the process. Still, our policy is do not move those trailers off the dock. And if you decide to move it and you realize you make a mistake, do not, under any circumstance, pull the trailer back. Because if somebody failed, then we're talking about fatality, and that will be horrible. So they say for safety, you can ask the office to send a switcher to move the trailer off the dock. And that's what we have been saying since this come out. So please follow the protocol and let's avoid any issue. Then for the updates, a happy birthday to everybody who born in September. And housekeeping reminders are like, remember to turn off the tractor lights whenever you finish your shift. At the end of your week, turn off the inverter because we are having some trucks that's killing the battery. Sometimes you are 2-3 days without using the tractor. Okay, and if you need to take a nap, do not use the shoulder or emergency lane. And David talked about that already. Do not use that lane either for your 30 minutes break. Find a safe spot. And another issue that they are commenting is that on time. You need to be on time. If your run is at 10 a.m., for example, that means you need to be out of the gate at 10 a.m. Does not mean that you need to be in the yard at that time. 10 a.m. means out of the gate. with your load. Okay, remember, there's not a lot of work right now. Things are a little bit slow. That's normal in September, first weeks of October. If you are late, they can take your load and give it to somebody else. And there's nothing that you can do. And that's gonna damage our score, because that will cause that we fail a service. And they take a lot of points away from us if that happens. So please be on time, out of the gate at the time that Ruben or Wilhelm tells you. Thank you for using the comments area in the document that you use every week. That help us be accurate and precise on what we're doing in the tractors. So thank you for using that. And remember that this is a friendly reminder that time off, it's up on the end of September, that we do not pay for time off requested from October till January 8th. So keep that in mind. It's considered that the peak season will start. We need to know with everybody that we're counting on. So if you have a weeks that you know that you can request and we can pay for time off, make sure that you always request your time off between the after January 8th till the September 30th.
Ya no
Okay.
more Jamie, ya no dicen más Jamie, ya no. Hijo.
Okay, I know. So thank you so much for everything you do. We're very proud of the drivers and the team that we work with. We really admire you. And to us, you are the most responsible people and the nicest people we can ask for. So we really appreciate everything you do on a daily basis. I don't want that a day pass by that you don't know that. Okay, we really appreciate you and everything that you do with us. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good one.